Go.
On 9/11, more than 3,000 human lives were lost in America. That day, as a country, we rallied around our sense of courage in protecting and saving human life. In heroic measures, we spent months recovering the remains of those died in the two towers. Yet, the 3,000 I am referring to were in addition to those that died in this Islamic terror attack. These 3,000 died in over 1,800 abortion centers. This is information that is easily available through the Guttmacher Institute. The Guttmacher Institute is a group that believes in eugenics. Eugenics is the belief that some humans have more value than others. Later that day, these babies now are redefined further, dehumanized again. Many of them now turned into such a title as a product. Their limbs and organs cataloged as parts, and money changing hands sold to the highest bidder. Not long after this, perhaps in your own neighborhood, a medical van would be driving past. The baby now, having been disassembled and placed in separate medically labeled compartments. There's a vital need today in our society for people willing to take a stand for their convictions and take part in ending once and for all legalized abortion in all its industries. I'll begin by telling you about the need for convictions in practice. Legalized abortion in America exceeds 3,600 babies killed each and every day. This information is from Planned Parenthood itself that does 30% of all these abortions. With 50 states in this nation, this can be perhaps dozens in the very city you live in. The problem has been apathy and fear that has, like a cancer, even spread to the places of worship, to the point where there is now a strong majority of people that are opposed to abortion, but there is no such majority that are able to put their beliefs into effective practice. The need is for people to will themselves, through love of others, to join hand in hand with organizations such as crisis pregnancy centers, organizations that help young women, and join the frontline vigils outside the very centers where these children are killed. A new baby in America is killed every 20 seconds. And according to some research, in some abortion centers, up to 90% of these babies are then sold as body parts. To put this into perspective, according to the 2007 CDC report, there are more babies killed by abortion than the combined totals of cancer and heart disease deaths in our nation. The problems are seemingly too great to overcome, yet we cannot also be lulled into belief that voting alone will end abortion. This last Tuesday, March 1st, 2011, the House Bill HJ 44 passed, which gave a 2-week extension to the budget. This bill funded health care for $7 billion and Planned Parenthood for 2 weeks. 2 weeks in America, over 50,000 babies are killed by abortion, and Planned Parenthood is responsible for 15,000 of these deaths. Let me put this into a simple analogy. If the bill had instead said 15,000 teachers, firemen, college students would die, would this bill then have been voted yes by the people that claim to be pro-life? I would say no. Only 6 of the 240 Republicans voted no on this bill. Standing for your convictions is what is necessary in America. You can choose courage and love of life and be active to help end this evil practice. Ending legalized abortion is very important. There is now a complete industry in America that bypasses the NIH 1993 Revitalization Act that outlawed the selling of babies' body parts. Locally here, where I live, companies such as Stericycle takes part in the transport of these babies, and there are other businesses that work as procurement agents. They buy the rights to harvest the babies directly after abortions. Then they donate these parts to other companies. They charge large fees in this donation process by charging for the transport of the babies, which gets around the law. They make upwards of $50,000 or more per week, according to one abortionist, Dr. Miles Jones, in research done by the 2020 report in the year 2000. The sad part here is there's more than 100 such companies nationally that are involved in this dark trade. according to the research done by Life Dynamics. These procurement agents donate the final product of the babies even to tax-funded schools such as the University of Washington Embryonic Health Department, to the National Institutes of Health, which is responsible for many of the colleges throughout our country. I am convinced many of you see the need to get involved, and I know that there are many others who do not believe it is possible to end legalized abortion. But let me tell you that the actions of few, through courage and love for others, can overcome the odds. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is one such example of this. He proved to us that if you have love and you have courage, you can prevail. Love, according to the Bible, overcomes fear. Talk with your family, your church, your friends, and put your love into practice. Continue to vote for life and demand that your congressmen do more than lip service. By being involved actively as a volunteer for crisis pregnancy centers and even on the frontline vigils on the sidewalk in front of these child killing centers, your courage will embolden the tepid resolve of our congressmen. If you choose to be involved, our nation once again has a chance of being a nation with life and justice for all, not merely for some. Yet if you do not choose to have active actions, this Holocaust will continue unabated. Loving life with actions sets powerful forces that are able to overcome what's considered impossible. If you choose to donate your time, you will join alongside a life-affirming movement through the power of Jesus Christ, which has the power to save thousands of lives. The problems arise as individuals and as a nation when we are unwilling to shake off apathy and fear. Let us not be a part of such forces as these that allow 1,300,000 babies to die yearly. Dehumanizing terms are used, and these babies are redefined constantly and termed down simply as a product to be disposed of or sold to the highest bidder. I hope you can see the need to have courage and choose love. This is the struggle of our time. Will you sit in the sidelines or will you join in? I told you about the need to choose actively, to stand firm for your convictions. I told you about the horrors of abortion, how there are 1,300,000 killed each year. I told you how many of these babies, sometimes 90% in each clinic, are sold as body parts. And finally, we can take heart through the strength of God. In the remembrance of people such as Martin Luther King Jr., that a few can overcome. Visualize these babies as persons, such as your mother, your father, your son, your daughter, a friend. Imagine all people everywhere as special and worth your love. Think of how much life will one day be saved if we can end legalized abortion. I'm going to leave you with the words of Jesus Christ in Matthew 12. A good man brings forth the good out of the good stored up in him. An evil man brings forth evil things out of the evil stored up in him. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. So let us not hesitate and choose good. Thank you.